dive in and introduce Sierra and introduce Grant and start our fireside conversation. But Sierra, if you can maybe take a couple of minutes, introduce yourself, introduce Chester's, your 3 stores, the unique location where you are in Oregon, and then we'll do the same with Grant and we'll start our conversation.
Absolutely, yeah. So hi, I'm Sierra Sterrett. I work for Chester's Markets. We are located in Oregon. We have 3 locations. So home base is here in John Day, and then we have 2 other stores along the coast, one in Depot Bay and one in Pacific City. We do focus in rural areas where we do not have, where customers don't have larger retailers at that accessibility. So we do accommodate them to where they don't have to travel long amounts out of town. Here in John Day, you know, you have an hour to 2 hours to get to your normal grocery store. Coast stores are a little bit closer, but overall, we are the only grocer in that area. Our communities are very different, although they're all 3 very rural. We hit a lot of different communities. So over here, it's very small town in the woods. We're up in the mountains, you know, people don't go out of town too often. Whereas on the coast stores, we get a lot more tourism constantly in the summer. And then in the winter times, it really slows down and you have our locals, you know, Depot Bay is really family based. And then up in Pacific City, we see a lot more retired customers and that type of community. So it's been very interesting accommodating to 3 different locations and, you know, working with AppCard to make sure that we accommodate everybody no matter where they're at. But yeah.
Fascinating. Thank you.
Yeah.
Grant?
Yeah, thank you, Eran. And thanks, Sierra. We here at CNS work with our retailers across the country, including Chester's, to work through digital solutions to help them with their business and along that path of adoption to make sure that they have the right tools to be competitive in the markets that they're in. So whether it's the small rural market or it's a major metropolitan area, you know, each retailer has unique needs, and you know, our team you know, works with partners like AppCard to make sure that we have the right tools in place and solutions in place so that our retailers can be successful. So I'm really happy with the partnership, and really happy that Chester's is, you know, feeling the great success with what they're doing, and I'm sure there's even more success to be had. So thanks for the time today, and look forward to the conversation.
Fantastic. So with that being said, needless to say that despite what we've gone through or seen the past 20 minutes or so, the industry have gone through significant changes the past year and beyond. And to what extent do you think that the shopper experience and expectations have changed? And maybe we'll start, Grant, with you from a greater perspective throughout the country, and then we'll go to you, Sierra, in terms of your unique environment.
Yeah, I think certainly the last few years have definitely been a learning process for everyone. And no one would have thought at the end of 2019 that was going to happen in 2020. And so even just the basic idea of you know, buying groceries online or going to a store has been all turned around. And I think we've seen a lot of positive growth out of that, and positive growth in the sense that I think shoppers can be more empowered to really control their experience. But also that as a retailer, you know, given the tools to be able to understand what shoppers want and what they expect, has never been more important. And I think that's the side where, you know, when we really are able to use the solution to be able to understand patterns and behavior, that helps to ultimately make those, as you said around the beginning, you know, loyalists, right? Those evangelists to a retailer. And you have to have the tools to do that. You know, you can't do it on the back of a napkin in the same way. And to some extent, this is an extension of the relationships that retailers are already building in store with their shoppers as they see them on a daily basis or a weekly basis. This helps to further engage shoppers that you already know, or ones that maybe you've lost. And I think that that has been a big change, is there has been a lot of shift in where people normally shop because of the last few years. You know, that might be driven by policies that a store has, or location, or access. And so today, you know, knowing, getting those shoppers back that maybe have changed is super important. So I think there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of green space with that.
Fantastic. And while we share the greater perspective throughout, Sierra, tell us a little bit about how you guys see the changing behavior and expectations of shoppers.
Definitely. Yeah, I think you guys hit it on the head, especially when you brought up the triple whammy, labor supply and inflation, all things that have affected our customers dramatically. You know, I think everybody's kind of been on the edge the past few years and really trying to make the most out of their dollar and find those special deals. And while it's been effective to the community, it's also has provided us with a lot of opportunity. You know, now customers are more willing to learn and grow and get educated on new types of savings and reward systems, and being more active with us on those things. You know, and they are out there looking for their best buck and getting the best dollar and finding all of those discounts and extra opportunities that we can provide them. So it's been really important for us to stay active in these and, you know, create that loyalty with our customers and let them know we're here to provide these to you so that you don't have to leave town and you don't have to go somewhere else. And I would say it's helped us quite a bit with keeping loyal customers and also providing great discounts and opportunities for them to save.
Fantastic. So with that being said, Tiara, your team have done some number of exceptionally successful campaigns, and the nature of your program as a whole, allowing them to accumulate throughout the year and have some unique Christmas activities and others. Can you share with us a couple of examples?
Yeah, absolutely. And it, you know, when we started out with doing campaigns, it was a learning lesson for our community to kind of catch on, because this was something completely new. Nobody around us had done loyalty programs. Nobody made that an option. So it was, you know, a learning curve for not only us, but for them too. But once I think they got used to the system as itself, and then we were able to actually start jumping into some more intricate campaigns and promotions, they loved it. So a couple that I thought have went great. We do have a partnership with what is called the OSU Extension Program. They are a program that works within Oregon in a community to provide healthy recipes and teach families to cook and provide information to low-income families. So that's been really fun. They do a tasting once a month within our store. So it's also an opportunity for us to get in and talk to our customers, but we'll provide double points on any ingredient items. So it's kind of a, you know, you come in, you get to taste the recipe, you get to do everything, and then you like it. And you can go and get everything in store and also receive double points and get a little bit extra just for being involved in that. We also do holiday shopping lists, which have been a big hit. So we will create a shopping list as basically a reminder for our customers of, you know, holidays are coming up. These are all the things that you need. And if you buy 5, 10, whatever of these items, then we're going to take this amount of money off of your shopping list. So that's been a really popular one because it's already things that customers are looking for. And then we're just giving them the extra opportunity to save. One of our most exciting ones that we just introduced would be our store-wide double savings. So we have went through our entire store and picked hundreds of products to provide double points on, and so that customers are consistently receiving that little extra boost every time that they come in. And we do it on a lot of items that I think A, are extremely popular, and B, people might not go towards because maybe the price is higher, or, you know, they would want a different brand, something along those lines, and kind of encourage where our customers should shop as well. We also do a lot of in-store advertisement as long with our digital. Digital is amazing. Like I said, we do have a larger elderly community. A lot of them don't do the newsletters and things like that. So we find that signs, banners, making specific tags, things like that, just to kind of catch their eye and also encourage them to join and be at least somewhat a part of that digital opportunity helps a lot too.
That's phenomenal. And speaking to that vein, the power of three, right? So you're doing things that are greater collaboration with third parties,
Yep.
combining it with your program, making sure that you address those different pillars in your community and exposing them to new things. But then again, hey, rewarding them for trying it. And this is really exciting and beautiful to hear. Grant, anything that you guys have seen on the greater CNS perspective of different campaigns that are done throughout the country?
I think some of the lost shopper campaigns have been really successful that we have seen. Where identifying shoppers that haven't shopped in 30, 60, 90 days, and then being able to deliver an offer, come back, we missed you kind of a campaign. We've seen success with that, especially some of the Charleston Piggly Wiggly group that we have. They've done a great job in that, and also some of the Robozonia retailers as well. So those type of simple things can really help to bring folks back in, and I think just an enhancement of ways that maybe it's unexpected. It's kind of a stealth campaign. You don't see it out there advertised, but it does help to bring people back to the store.
Right, and when we talk about shopper engagement, and we talk about digital, and some people may say that some digital program are, as I've mentioned earlier, could be discriminating, right? But on the other hand, Chester's and some of the other CNS stores, we see significantly higher redemption on digital coupons than the industry. And this question is for both of you in a way. To what extent do you think that the NTR, that in-lane terminal that shows the missed coupons and prompts to the shopper and whatnot is helping to make it more accessible to shoppers? Maybe Sierra, you can go first.
Yeah, I think honestly, the NTRs are probably the main reason our success rate has been so high with coupons. When we first kind of were feeling things out and getting everything in its grounds, it was kind of odd. The coupons had to be clipped first, and then, but then we got it figured out to now where even if you're not a member and you haven't put your number in, but you're just checking out with your groceries, well, we have an applicable coupon. It's going to pop up right there on the screen. It's going to make a big sound so that you pay attention to it. So not only does it help us with catching those, and customers then see, oh, I don't even have to do anything and I can still save, but it also catches the eye of people who haven't been members yet. And they're like, well, I want that coupon. Great, now's the time, let's sign up. And overall, I mean, we do advertise on our newsletters, online, on Facebook, things like that, but overall the NTRs really it catches the eye of people. They get excited when they hear the da-da-ding because they just won something, so it's fun.
Grant?
Yeah, no, that's great. So it's good to have some fun in the checkout lane, right? I think one of the things I know from my past experience, and also just seeing other programs around the country from the wholesaler side, the NTR provides that reminder that other programs maybe don't have. And I think that does help to lead to higher coupon redemption and offer kind of redemption. I think it is a piece where, it'll help to just recall what's already there, or bring things up that maybe need to be there for a shopper. Because you can all think, if you ever done it before, you've clipped coupons on your app and then you forgot you had it and you didn't buy that product or whatnot. And this, at least, maybe they still don't buy it, right? But it gives them that reminder that it's there. And I think that's a great contributing factor. So
yeah, and seeing the confetti and ta-da!
That's right.
Pride and delight, right? It makes a difference.
It does.
So with that being said, now taking into a little maybe more serious, if you will, note, making use of technology, making use of data. Some independent grocers may be a little more apprehensive to make use of it, and to what extent or what would you recommend your fellow CNS retailers and members do, and how would you prioritize it?
Definitely. So I would say if you are looking into or starting up getting into a program, creativity is one of the best things that you can keep on your back burner. Don't be afraid to go and try new campaigns, think of new ideas, look at opportunities that fit with your community. Just because you are going to go digital doesn't mean that you have to do it the way everybody else does. So if you're concerned that it's going to affect how your customers are going to react to it, be creative and find ways that you can involve yourself and still accommodate your customers, you know? Like I said, try new things. Don't be afraid to go out there. But when you try new things, be sure that you are tracking your data. Pay attention to your trends. See what's working for your customers and what's not. Because if it's not, it's okay. It can end and then you can start over, you know? With every failure, you're going to learn more. But when you get those ones that are going great and your customers really love them, it's really awesome to see. And so I think that is what it's very important to keep track of your data and to sit there and, you know, I turn all of mine into graphs, tables. I present them to my staff so that my staff can get involved and they can come up with new ideas. And then just stay busy, keep it coming, keep providing those opportunities to your customers. Don't go overboard to where, you know, you're confusing them and making it extra or putting too much work to where other parts are getting abandoned, but keep it coming and show your customers that you're constantly still trying to provide this to them in a way that they're going to enjoy it as well.
Fantastic. And this is more on the store perspective, maybe Grant, from also your experience with prior roles, and to what extent data is so important.
Yeah. I think, you know, the conversation about, you know, data and big data, I think that was the big ominous word years ago. But that idea that you might not realize it as a retailer, but you have so much information at your fingertips that helps you to know your shoppers better, and being able to take that information and really turn it into actionable pieces, help you to kind of create a better shopper experience. And it doesn't have to be difficult. I think that's one of the sides where you know, tools and technology like AppCard help to make it more actionable, and you don't have to have a advanced degree to do it. You know, that's one of those sides where when we talk to retailers, when I've talked to other retailers in other capacities as well, it's, you know, well, I just don't understand it, so I don't want to do it. And I think we all have seen plenty of articles and you know, seminars and webinars saying, well, now's the time to do it. And I think sometimes we just get frozen in that. But to the extent that, you know, you as a retailer have so much that you can offer your shoppers by just using even a piece of that data to start off with and get going on that track is huge. So lots of opportunity.
Fantastic. So to some extent, related to what we've discussed just now in terms of what should a CNS member who would like to start a loyalty program be aware of in order to be successful. And I think that there's a few things, right, that we can take here, whether it is your technology stack today and your point of sale, and whether that poses limitation, whether it is cashier engagement and what they are and their role in the process. And obviously, as you said, Sierra, marketing is all about trial and error, right? So don't be afraid, but then don't go overboard. We'll start maybe with your Grant here, and then move to you, Sierra. And what do they need to take into consideration?
Yeah, Ron, you brought the obvious points up of tech stack and the tools that you have. You know, I know even back from when I was a retailer back in the day, it was, you need to know what you want to accomplish, right? What are your goals? And does everyone in your organization understand by putting this in place, what you want to do. And that can be different from everyone on this call. But I think having that clearly set out and then being able to use the information to track along how we're progressing there. You know, where do we want to go? And don't be afraid to make adjustments as you go. But I think to me, it's always important to know what you want to do. Don't just implement something and hope that it works. You know, put those pieces in place. I think are super important. So for me, that's probably one of the biggest things to be aware of, and know that it takes a little bit of time. You know, there's a maturity model that it doesn't always happen overnight, and it's part of that process. So realistic expectations that way.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Jumping right off of what Grant said, you know, I think it's really important when starting off to be patient and prepared. As I stated earlier, this was new to our customers who have never experienced a loyalty program. Now, maybe some of you are in larger areas where loyalty programs are quite competitive, but at the end of the day, this is going to be new to your customers, and not only your customers, but your staff too. So the best thing you can do is make sure your staff is fully trained, fully prepared on sharing this with your customers. They're going to be the front end and the front line to speak with them. And if they're not knowledgeable and interested, then neither are your customers. And that is essential for this to go, you know, successfully, is a great communication on all spectrums of it. One piece of advice that I always would throw in is I think it's important to have a specific person who is familiar with your system, whether it is the troubleshooting, whether it is setting up campaigns, you know, from beat to bottom. I think it's important to have one person that is comfortable and willing and is able to go and do that and assist with anything along those lines. Again, with what Grant said, some things take time. You know, you might start a promotion and you're not going to realize how well it's doing until maybe after the promotion. For example, as I stated, we just started doing store-wide double points. We haven't got a whole lot of data back from that since it's so new, but just off of ear and hearing how it is affecting customers, we're really excited about it. But again, we don't know. So, you know, keeping that patience and waiting to see how it levels out is super important. But even if it's hard to see as a retailer, seeing where you're putting out so much, and then with waiting on that patience to see how it is benefiting you as well. So that's the other point of, you know, stay patient and sit and wait and watch, because it might take some time to get that reciprocated to you. And then my last piece is just take advantage of the help that's given to you. CNS and AppCard have amazing teams. I work with them almost daily. I am in great communication with both teams, and they are so helpful. I really couldn't do my job if it wasn't for them. I'm very involved, but when it comes down to it, my team has me right there by the hand anytime that I need them. So take advantage of that, you know. Listen to their ideas, listen to their helpful hints, and go to them when you need some help.
Phenomenal. Thank you for that. And yes, kudos to first and foremost to you, Sierra, for not being hesitant and not being shy and saying, hey, what is the best practice?
Right.
I do this. How can I do it? This is my goal. Help me execute. But also to the CNS team and our team who are there to extend and be part of your program. Mowing and catering for the independent, it's important that we will build the team around you, vice versa.
Right.
So with that being said, happy to open the floor for some questions. But as we do so, I wanted to really thank you, Sierra, for your time and partnership and opportunity to take part in this fireside conversation. Thank you, Grant, for the continued partnership and the growth that we both have seen in terms of shopper engagement, in terms of additional services that we were able to extend to the CNS family. And unless we have any particular questions, would love to give you guys the 10 minutes back and thank everyone for your time.